Good evening, sirs. Today we have to discuss very important topic. In last class, we have discussed some energy sources and transmission and distribution network. So before going to the discussion of energy sources, so what do you mean by electricity or electrical energy, or what is the importance of energy resources? Today we are living in the era of electricity. So electricity is interposed in all activities of human. That standard of living changes. Irrigation field needs the electricity, industry needs the electricity, and now slowly transportation is also depends on electricity. So electricity becomes one of key factor for all activities of the human. So generation of electrical energy is a nothing but process of changing of energy from one form to another form. Once again, generation of electrical energy is a process conversion of one form of energy to the energy form as shown in block diagram. Just we take the examples of hydroelectric power plant. So potential energy of water is converted into electrical energy, final stage. So in between there are so many steps or conversion of energy will take place. Potential of energy of water is obtained keeping the water in reservoir, or constructing a dam. We have to store the water between one lower level to higher level. That will cause creation of head of water. What is the height stored from high level to low level? It is referred as head of water. This form of energy referred as potential energy. Then if if stored water, it may be made an arrangement of motion through the tube structures from high level to low level, because dam is constructed at the height of hill area, power station constructed at the lower part of the hill, because to cause the motion of water, to create the kinetic energy of water. Hence when the water enters with dam, high head of water enters through the tube structure. These are known as penstocks. Through the penstocks it terminates at power plant. Power plant is erected at lower part of the hill area. Hence these tube structures creates kinetic energy. This kinetic energy of water hits on the turbine blades. Then blades starts rotating. Hence created a rotational energy. Hence turbine starts rotating. Hence a mechanical energy is generated. Finally a AC generator is coupled to turbine. As the turbine rotates, alternator generates, as the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Hence in this manner potential energy of water converted to electrical energy as shown in block diagram. This is one important thing. All available resources are primarily not used. Some are available in nature. Primarily not used. They may give the treatment, then they may can use for certain applications. this diagram represents a general layout of hydroelectric power plant. What I discussed, different forms of energy. Now you go one by one. Dam is constructed at the height of hill. Backside of the dam, water stores. It is known as reservoir. It creates head of water between two levels, high level of water, low level of water. High head of water enters to the valve house, surge tank. This is called pressure channel. Pressure channel, it will control the pressure effects. It will control the pressure effects created by flow of or discharge of water. It depends upon turbine. When the turbine needs more water or turbine rejects the water, at that time the penstock's effect should be controlled. Hence, if water is rejected, then water stored in the surge tank. In simply, it controls the flow of water, surge tank, some RCC structure, and valve house. It is also RCC structure. You see the dam and surge tank and valve house are constructed at the bottom level of the tank, same horizontal position. You keep. Then penstock is a tube structure, usually larger steel pipe structure. This starts from valve house and ends in the powerhouse. This lower area is known as powerhouse. Penstock starts from valve house and finishes in the power plant. At the end of penstock, high force or high kinetic energy of water will strikes on the blades. The blades are fixed on the outer surface of turbine rotating part. This rotating part rotates. Hence, in this manner, turbine starts rotating. As the turbine starts rotating, it generates mechanical energy. This turbine shaft is coupled to alternator or AC generator. Alternator means AC generator. Alternator may be 3-phase, alternator may be single phase. Now it is 3-phase. Hence, as the turbine rotates, alternator also rotates. Hence, rotating part, it may be conductor, cuts the magnetic flux. As the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, EMF can be induced. This is the story of power plant. I here only constructed transformer, receiving station, substation, transformer. This part is known as transmission and distribution part. This part once again is known as transmission and distribution part. The generated power from the alternator is L1 kV. Hence, L1 kV generated AC is given input to transformer. Transformer is a static device which converts the voltage level from one level to high level. Now, L1 kV voltage can be increased to 220 kV. 220 kV lines are going towards the receiving station. It receives the power. 220 kV lines going towards the receiving station. 3-phase power is received. The name is given as receiving station. These are referred as transmission lines. Because to make the transmission efficiency high voltage can be boosted. Now, in global level, 400 kV lines are available. How much possible? There may be limitation of thermal stability. We should not go very much high. Hence, with consideration of thermal considerations, you can design up to 400 kV. Receiving station receives the power. In this area, transmission lines, there is no distribution of electricity. It transfers from the receiving station. Again, power is supplied towards the substation. The substations are erected again outside area. It may be now real. We can go for receiving station. We can call at Baswan Bagavadi. Then substation, it may be in nearer to the Manguli. Manguli we are having one substation. Substation means it consists the control panels, input lines, outgoing lines to the talukas, outgoing lines to the villages, different controls and different controlling equipments, switch gears, transformers, isolators, then control panels later on. So, this consists mainly transformers step down, which reduces the voltage level from high level to low level. Step down transformer, it reduces 210 bar, 110, 66, 33, all multiples of 11. Finally, the distribution line starts. Then from these distribution lines, we are getting the last transformer at your area that are available in streets. It is called distribution transformer. Here the voltage level is input may be L1 kV, output may be 230 volts for single phase, 440 volts for three phase. It is having star delta connected. It is having star connected. Input is delta connected, output is star connected. In star connected, three lines are available. Three lines are available along with one neutral. Hence, single phase supply is taken from one line, one neutral, sir. If three lines are given, three phase supply. Sir, what we have explained, same points are there. One thing, water before entering to the turbine, a trash rack arrangement is there. Hence, in flow of water, some floating bodies are coming in the river. Some impurities also coming, some derbies also coming. These derbies are to be stopped, should not enter into the turbine, should not enter into the turbine. These are placed in between dam output and input of the turbine point. You can visit. This is only one important thing. Others are already I explained. After hitting the water on the turbine, water is collected at the bottom portion of the powerhouse. Through the tail race, again water is released to flow of water. That is the last part at the bottom. Again this is under construction of RCC. We have to use some tail race. This is the path to divert the collected water into the river. Again river continues at the bottom portion. These are the some examples. These are the some examples of hydroelectric power plants in our state. Very early, Mahatma Gandhi power plant was erected in the year 1947 of 120 megawatt capacity. Now this is erected on Sharavati. Different Sharavati projects are there. Linganmakki of 55 megawatt, Kali Nadi on Kali Nadi 810 megawatts. So you observe there year of commission and completion. Such a hydroelectric power plants minimum requires 3 years. It may be construction of dam, it may be construction of your powerhouse, it may be erection of your RCC structure and installation of equipments, purchase of equipments, construction of switchgears. So slowly all these things requires minimum 2 to 5 years. You can observe. And lastly, we are getting the power plant in Almaty Dam, that is across the Krishna river. It is not included. You can add that also. So whenever necessary, these points are to be required. Friends, now we have to discuss another important concept, energy resources. It is already discussed a few things. Generation of electrical energy, it is a simply conversion of energy one form to another form, that already we observed. Hydro, similarly thermal also same thing. Taking the coal, burning of coal gives steam, another form. The steam is giving input to turbine, steam turbine. Then steam turbine converts mechanical to mechanical energy. Then this steam turbine is coupled to the alternator. Then again same thing. It is similar to hydro only. It is the conversion of energy from one form to another form. Remember, then what are the different types of energy resources? Mainly we are seeing two things, conventional energy sources and non-conventional energy sources. The conventional energy sources like coal, petroleum, kerosene, petrol, natural gas, all these energy sources are having definite life. They are depleting with respect to time. Depleting, that means reducing with the use of time. These are available for few years, next few years. Petroleum may not available, kerosene may not available, coal may not available after another 50 or 60 years. Similarly, non-conventional energy sources are those which are available in nature in abundant quantity and they can be used, reused. Such energy resources are called non-conventional. Solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, ocean wave energy, geothermal, biomass and biogas. Similarly, that renewable energy sources which can produce energy continuously in nature, particularly these are inexhaustible. Such energy resources are referred as renewable energy sources. Again example of same thing, solar, wind. Okay, you can see that. Very important. Then you can observe advantages and disadvantages of both type of energy sources. We may expect one question here. Give the examples of different energy resources or discuss different energy resources and compare, or give the advantages and disadvantages of these two types. Main thing, renewable energy sources, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages? You may go there. Renewable energy sources are environment friendly, very first point. They are environment friendly because they don't affect any environment. These are pure and available in huge quantity. Wind is available, solar is available, but only drawback is these are depend on some monsoons, some seasons in a year. One thing, continuously not available. Wind may be certain, rain may be certain, solar may be certain. It is available in abundant, but its use is limited. Solar, particular solar radiations are available. Wind, sufficient range of wind only suitable. Getting the idea? High wind is also not required, low wind is also not required. But this production is very less. Wind can generate less power, solar power can generate less power, but this all requires initially huge investment. Sir, you can compare. Remember general and non-renewable energy sources. Now today we are talking, without hydro, without coal, without nuclear, world electricity is not available. World stands on mainly 55% of coal. All over the world, whatever the electricity generation takes place, it is depends upon 55%. India is also one, we also depends 55 to 60%. Then we can see there second rank goes to the hydroelectric power plant and nuclear power plant. All are giving high range of generation, but they are having some effects on lives and environments, but it should be treated as secondary. There is no way we have to treat or we have to reduce pollution effects of the thermal and effect of the diesel things, oil factors, and what is the hydraulic effects and what is the thermal effects, what is the nuclear effects. We have to take care to reduce the effects, but all applications mainly depends on hydro, coal, nuclear. We can't live without all these, but these having their limited life. Coal is having limited life, nuclear is also having limited life, but it can generate more electricity at higher rate. These are available all months. These are not depends upon seasons. Thank you, sir, to one and all.